Let's go. Boom.
Yeah. I go troll him.
What's up, everybody? This is Cigar Talk Live. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We've got a great show, and it's awesome because we've got the trio back, and we've got an extremely special guest with us this evening. For those of you who are just tuning in, Cigar Talk Live is our Tuesday get-together where we talk cigars, we talk life, we talk just a little bit about everything.
Pretty much, it's a virtual cigar lounge.
And if you're watching this, when we say it's a virtual cigar lounge, it means we need you to be a part of the conversation. So make sure you like, you comment, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube. This is going to be a good one. Tonight, we have an extremely, extremely important individual to our right side, Baptiste.
Yeah.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you, man.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
What brings you back to Texas?
Freedom.
Let's go. I like it.
Let's go. Freedom.
So, just let me
you do whatever you do. I'll pass it around here.
Yeah, but I want to figure out where to share it.
Oh, if you just hit that, maybe hit the share button there.
But I will not run my camera too.
That's right.
Are you trying to run yours live?
Ron's running in here. What's up, Wayne Ferguson? He is in Fargo, North Dakota, where I'm currently stuck because of a blizzard. Larry Adams is coming in LaGrange, Missouri.
My camera, right?
Yeah, he's in a blizzard, and we had tornadoes this morning.
Let's go ahead and just talk about how good it feels to be back in the seat this Tuesday. I think the guys did an incredible job last week with Oliver Nichols. You have Garrett Reed kicked off the front. We had Andrew, and then Chris Pennington kind of sat there and added medium value. But really, Garrett, thank you for putting that together. We appreciate that. For those who are watching, bring it in with some questions. Much love to all of you. The audio is sounding good?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Pops, Adrian, what's up with you?
I heard it. Hey, glad to be back.
Where the hell were you last
Tuesday?
week?
I was just busy, super busy. Had some clients in the evening and wasn't going to make it, but here we are.
Yeah.
Pops, what's up? This is podcast 2 for you.
Podcast 2. I was just on Common Sense with Garrett Reed, and we had a compelling and rich 2 hours together. It was time flies when you're having fun. I was making fun of him. I thought, we could watch Titanic in the amount of time that his podcast runs, but come to find out, it's actually notepad, and it has things that he's going to ask questions about. I guess he called it prep, show prep. I'd never heard of it.
We do production meetings too.
When do those happen?
Well, we have a beer before the show.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
That's what it is. I asked Baptiste if he was going to be in on it. He said, "I'm responsible. I'm an hour and a half away from here. I do not want to drink."
Yeah.
Yeah, more than I'm not in my country. I will not doing illegal directly, So that'd be.
Well, you have an excuse built in here.
Yeah. But
Just start speaking to him and
drink when we're 7.
Yeah, exactly. So freedom brings you back, and the last time you were here, it went from the first time we spoke was I really like Texas. Second time we spoke, I think I could move here. Now where do you stand?
Actually, I came 5 times. That's my 5th time. Then now I'm gonna move in for real. I got a house, I got a truck, I got everything.
He's on 20 acres.
I got a house, then 20 acres, and a lake for fishing.
And what do you drive?
I'd rather F-250, lifted truck.
He's Texan all the way for sure.
God, that didn't take long.
Baptiste is more Texan than most Texans that I know.
I didn't get a gun until I was down here for 10 years, and boots, I think, on year 11.
You still don't know what gun you have either.
I don't. It's in a. I don't. I always ask Adrian if it's any good, and he said, "Yeah, it's pretty
That's
good."
the same one you have.
Yeah. So
yeah, because it's sold to you. So you will not say it's a
he didn't sell it. This was before he was able to legally sell.
Okay.
It's the other gun dealer that is a lounge member here.
Oh, is that who you bought it from? You bought it from the other one?
Yeah, and it was. Well, I was talking to a guy at 7-Eleven, and they suggested that I go through the whole background check and everything, because he said, "No background check, I got you taken care of." And it was
at 7-Eleven or?
Well, yeah, it was it was around back of 7-Eleven. Seemed like a nice guy.
Freedom is what we're talking
What's funny with that is I used to live in France, was a really gun control country, really, really complicated. And for moving to Texas, I had to sold off all of my gun. So I was like in a most gun control country in Europe, and I sold all my gun for coming in Texas, where is like a real gun-free zone.
Yeah.
So a real gun zone. So that's a little bit funny. I'm probably the only guy in all Poolville who don't have a gun.
Yeah, not yet, not yet.
And by the way, I've never heard of Poolville, Texas, until Baptiste came.
I'm glad the amount of just small Texas towns there are.
Yeah, it's really country. It's near Weatherford. It's basically I'm a country guy. I come from France, but country France.
Yeah,
cannot live in a town, so that's perfect for me. Got no neighborhood. I got deer in the backyard.
There is a group of 84-year-old white dudes talking about the new Frenchman who moved to town.
Oh, I guarantee.
Over coffee every
They're
morning.
At the coffee at the
I don't
diner.
understand what the hell he's saying. I half the time. That's what they're saying for sure. But they appreciate you being in. We've got Wayne Ferguson. He actually imported G17, G23, Vector 9mm from the People's Republic of California. That's a communist state here in the United States. For those, well, let's do it. We're going to Twitter anyway. So, by the way, if you don't follow us on Twitter, make sure to follow us because that's where we're hopping.
You will be
next.
changing our live videos to Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because of freedom.
Yeah.
Doug Heisler, talk about freedom. He said, "I'm back, bitches," because Facebook actually deleted his account.
What?
And the tornado went right over. Did the tornado go over your place today?
Woo.
In Poolville or
tornado? I didn't listen. What you said?
The tornado.
Oh yeah, no, it was in Grapevine, so it's kind of far off where I live.
Okay.
It's okay. It's like a welcome from Texas for me. It's like, oh, you're in Texas, enjoy a good time. Yeah, but don't forget that we got tornado. And like I said to Adrian, like 3 days ago, I was like almost bite by a snake, by a curry snake. So it's another thing. Remember, you're in Texas. You know, like you cannot just bring some wood with your bare hand, like I used to do in France. Just
are there no snakes or tornadoes in France?
No. Now we got other shit stuff like feminism or socialism, but we don't got a tornado.
Do you have guys that look like girls?
Oh yeah, well, we don't even have guys who look like guys now.
Oh, well, we still have some of those here in Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, beards. Look at this. Look at just the cubic inches of beards just sitting right here.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Garrett Reed's looking grizzly over there.
He is.
Tell me it doesn't look a little bit Fidel Castro-y, though.
He does. That hat is.
I like it.
That hat's fresh out of Havana.
Oh, so for the story, I used to smoke a cigars directly gift by Fidel Castro. Like he gives he make a gift and gives the cigars to a guy who was a French airplane in the military pilot, a pilot, and the pilot gave me one of the cigars. So I smoked the cigars with Fidel Castro got in his hand one time. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a story.
But it makes a great story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah, that's a good bar story.
I've actually
sure.
had the opportunity to smoke a cigar in Fidel Castro's smoking lounge in Cuba.
You?
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
shit.
it was crazy.
Hold it. We haven't even started the show yet. Cheers,
No,
boys.
we didn't. Yeah. Salute.
Well,
Salud.
I'm with sparkling
Salud.
water,
Yes,
but
No,
very good.
we're all
Okay.
here. Cheers to all
guys,
you.
and cheers to y'all.
I'm
Thanks for joining
drinking
in.
Boone's Farm Purple Haze.
Nice.
We have camera 2 tonight. Camera 2, you ready to give some love? 3, 2, 1. What camera 2? What's up? Yay! All right, there we go. Oh, what's up, Jobin? I didn't see you over there. Damn, what's up, Jobin? Oh.
What's that?
This feels. Feels
you
good
got
to
a
be
warrant?
back. We all missed last week, and now it just feels good to be at the table. It's great to have you here.
yeah, I can't wait and more longer tourist story about the Bigfoot, UFO, ghost, crack baby, everything.
Yeah,
So,
crack baby.
you remember the story about the crack baby? Because I remember that.
Yeah.
We never thought it was a crack baby.
I mean, it could have been.
It could have been.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it
Because
was.
they say the teeth is usually the first thing
What's
to
that,
go.
Gabe
right,
Munoz?
When you're
What's happening?
addicted to meth.
So you think, the crack baby, that
The
makes
crack
sense.
baby. Yeah, that's the thing will make sense more. Like, that was a great-
Downtown Chicago. I mean,
Do the math.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
Do the
Gabe,
math. Do the math.
Gabe, what is happening? What is this thing is damn good. This is
It's
that Gran
really-
Habano number 5, the Corojo.
Yeah. Those are the ones that come in that 5-pack.
These things are killer.
Yeah.
So still no Cuban cigars in America.
Say that one more time.
No
Still
Cuban
no
cigars in
Cuban
America.
cigar in America.
No Cuban cigars. I mean, unless they're older than 1963,
Yeah.
62.
62.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, the rest is. But that's okay. I think
You can-
just
you can
production
have
wise.
Yeah,
It's
you
excellent.
got a bunch of really good stuff, and that's probably better because of the Cuban meat. You know, people really focusing on Cuban. So when you're in other country like in France, Switzerland, or something, like basically the majority of time you got really much choice in Cuban. Then for every other territory, you have like small choice. So I think it's probably a good thing for you to don't have the Cuban so easily, so you can like increase the other stuff and know we got like fucking good Nicaraguan and everything and and even some new territory like Mexico, Brazilian. So
Exactly
that's
right.
good. I don't smoke Cuban cigars, so
Well,
it's okay for me.
It's interesting because I had spent this last week in the Dominican Republic at a factory, and their factory producer he's actually a dear friend of Nelson Alfonso's, but he ran a lot of production in Cuba. And he talked about going to a Dominican factory and how difficult it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were working with Criollo 99. But Criollo 99 from Nicaragua, from the Dominican, from Ecuador. This is the same tobacco in 3 countries he has to learn, and it doesn't all play well together.
That makes sense.
Instead of just Cuban, fill in the blank, Cuban,
that's it,
Cuban,
yeah,
Cuban.
yep.
It's the rest of the world. And I think I could sense a massive sense of respect that he had for the remainder of the countries who had to worry about other countries they had to blend with.
Yeah.
And I think it creates better blends, to be honest.
I agree.
Yeah.
More flexibility, more change. Gabe's smoking an Oliva Master blend
Good
at
start.
the fire station.
Nice.
But so some brand become really famous in America, like Pedron. Pedron, you can't find it in Europe, so it's just not a thing. And in America, it's like one of the major brand I think in cigars.
Yeah, yeah.
But the first time ever I smoked a Pedron was in USA. So yeah, you really develop a lot of stuff like
Yeah.
How do you see the cigar culture different in France than it is here? And forgive me if I asked that last time you were here, but how does it differ?
So it used to be really, really famous, but it's not anymore because of all the laws about non-smoking in a bar, non-smoking in a restaurant, and everything like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is because of the weather. The weather, yeah, like rain and something.
The winter.
Okay,
The
yeah.
winter, sorry. Because, like, basically, where my parents live, when I used to live, it's raining 200 days by year. So you can't smoke inside, you can't smoke outside. So for a cigarette, it's okay. Like 60% of French people smoking cigarettes, yeah, because you can't smoke it like real quick. But you will not take 1 hour or 1 hour and a half of your time smoking a cigarette if you have no place for that. So the cigar used to really decrease in France, but it's kind of a revival. And I will not be humble, but it's a pretty good because of me and other like influencers, or other YouTuber or guys who just become it, like
Yeah, I think that's
pushing
very.
people to re-interesting about cigars culture, because it used to be really, really deep in our culture. Like before the 60s, like every French meal end by a cigars, like every meal, every whole guy. If you ask our grandparents, grandparents, they're all cigar smoker, but not anymore. That's shade, but
That's crazy. I was just there was Seinfeld runs at our house pretty much all day long. But what was interesting is the early '90s. Kramer's always smoking cigars on the set, which they would never let somebody smoke a cigar on the set. But the fact was they were smoking cigars on the TV show in the early '90s.
Yeah.
And then it just became, evil.
Man.
Well, that's the villain
Do you
smoke
remember
cigars.
this time you can even smoke cigars in a airplane? Man, that sounds crazy now. Like smoke. Can you imagine that? I did a fucking 11-hour flight to come here. If I can smoke a cigar on it, I will be more than happy, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you caught that, but Baptiste mentioned you can smoke inside cigarettes, but you cannot smoke outside.
No,
Right?
you can't inside and you can't outside in France.
Oh,
So
you can't smoke anywhere.
Anywhere, only on your own house. So that's why it's a problem.
Same thing with Canada.
Because like the majority of time, your wife doesn't allow you to smoke cigars on the living room. So people just stop to do it, and that kind of little bit the same thing with like whiskey, thing like that. Because we got many control when you're driving in France. So it used to be really common to drink a whiskey, Armagnac, cognac at the end of the meal. But not anymore, because people are afraid to police officer pull over and test it. So because in France, if they pull you over, test you, and you drink alcohol, you lost your driver license
Immediately.
Zero
tolerance.
It's like a beer. It's like one beer tolerance.
Oh wow.
That's the way they've changed it in Mexico too, right?
But
I mean, it's zero tolerance if you blow it.
You start to got this kind of shitty thing in Texas, cause I was in a place in Fort Worth, like a rooftop place, with a $1 beer.
Oh, yeah.
So I can give you like a plan. It's a $1 beer bar on a rooftop. We were hanging out with some friends. Start smoking cigars, and the waitress come and say, "Oh no, man, it's a smoking-free zone." I say, "What the fuck is that?" We're in a rooftop, like in the top of the building. What happened? And she said, "Yeah, but we got a lot of students who come here because it's right near TCU. So we want to protect them about that." I said, "You're a fucking $1 beers bar.
They're driving home.
So they can drink like 10 or 15 beers, but they can't smoke a cigarette on a."
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you. It is frustrating. It is frustrating.
That's really frustrating.
Yeah, it is interesting,
Common
right?
sense is
Common
out
sense.
the window.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. 100%.
And that's in every place in the world. We lost common sense. That's the same thing in every place in the world. Man.
100%. We've got some welcome back, Baptiste. We've got Frank Tomaszewski coming in, Ron Hancock coming in. We got Mark Meyer telling you, welcome home, welcome back to the great nation of Texas.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
It's a beautiful place.
Oh yeah.
I do love it here.
So do you like to fish?
The fish?
Yeah, do you like catching fish?
Yeah, of course.
So our dearest friend, Doug Heisler's on here. We got to get him to go out, take him fishing.
I will show you that something I just fished like some days ago in France, because we got a breed of catfish. You don't have it, like giant catfish.
Oh,
Hang on. You got rid of catfish? Like,
We got another breed of catfish in Europe. You don't
different breed.
Okay.
A different breed.
yeah, when he showed me that picture, I was like, no.
Whoa.
It's a 8.5 feet catfish.
8 foot.
Yeah,
guys, this looks
210
like Nathan with a fishtail.
210 pounds. So
210 pounds.
yeah, man.
That's what
a
you got
different-
rid of, or
That's a
those-
different breed.
Yeah, that's completely different breed. You don't get it in
So
in
we
all
talked
Europe.
I would just set my rod down, take off running. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
These are alligators with round faces.
Yeah. Like alligators
kind of
without arms.
A little whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about, it's popular to do noodling.
No,
Here.
you can't do
Right,
that.
You can't noodle
you
with
can't
that.
noodle that.
That motherfucker
No.
would swallow you.
Man,
yeah.
No, it will break your arm.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
really strong.
Did they have teeth? It looks like that.
It's like kind of little teeth, so you can put your hand
a
on
lot
it.
of them.
Yeah.
It's more like raping, like scratching your skin, not cutting, but they just swallow. Like
Yeah.
You
eat
completely.
No, they would duck.
That would eat
they
a little
duck.
kid.
They eat other fish, of course. And in Paris, because we got in Paris, sometimes they eat little dogs. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Tell Begley, do not take your
No. Do not let Charlie run by the bank.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's nuts.
So I'll tell you a story, make them long story short, but like 2 days ago I was here, and like because of the rain there was not a lot of people. We were like 3 people was here talking, and I was just here sitting and heard. And when I came, there was talking about something like deep conversation about if Jesus Christ exists or not, something like that. Really calm, really quietly. They speak about do Jesus Christ exist? Like having like some conversation about religion. Then right after that, start talking politics. Really calm. Then that starts to talk about football and starts to go in an argument, very high argument. I was like, man, you do something was really
that guy was in the room.
really American. Like,
Was it this guy right here?
No. But that guy, I was like, you can talk about my God, you can talk about my religion or my political, but don't talk shit about my football team. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That is valid, though.
It's
It does. It gets the loudest when it's round football.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure. Yeah.
At least we call our ball the proper name.
That is right.
There's a soccer ball, but then they want to call it.
Soccer ball. But at the end, he didn't say American football. He said football. That's how I know you are Texan by heart. You didn't say American football. You said football.
I know,
and I was
I
like, excellent.
Even if it don't make sense, because you play with your hand and call it football. I don't know why, but
That's a good point.
There's plenty of stuff like that in America, so I'm not afraid about it.
Handball was already taken, so
Handball.
there's handball.
Yeah.
They have a little ball, they just hit it up. They instead of having a
but
tennis
for the
racket.
soccer, you find another word. You say soccer, so you can maybe find another word to the football too.
Yep. But our football is better. Just globally a better sport than just regular soccer.
Oh yeah, but I'm not a soccer guy. I'm a rugby guy. Like I say in
There
France,
you
you
go.
got 2 teams. You got the guy who plays soccer, and you got a guy who plays rugby. And I'm kind of a rugby guy. I don't give a shit about this pussy sport. That's
Amen. They say rugby is a hooligan's game played by gentlemen, and soccer is a gentleman's game played by hooligans.
yeah.
That's a
Prove
good
me
point.
wrong on that.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong on that.
Now the hooligans more become like kind of fags in France. So I don't know. We can say that or
You
not?
can say it with your accent because that's not pulling up. Right.
We're talking about the cigarette, right?
Yes. We're talking about the French cigarette. I don't think it's
It's a
a
cigarette.
full. I don't think it's a full word. I think it's just the half
Oh,
word.
just the fags.
Yeah, I think
Oh, okay.
just fags. Bumming
We're about
fags.
to get cut off, so
I got on a
Thanks for joining.
I got on a Zoom call today, and there was like 10 people on the call, and the subject of the call was the most boring shit you could even imagine. It was just talking about securities law and all this other stupid shit. And the beginning of the call was all these guys talking about World Cup soccer. And I said, I interrupted and I said, guys, I can't believe I'm about to do this, but can we start talking about this securities law shit? 'Cause I'm over this soccer.
Yeah.
Let's just get on. They're talking about guys, players.
Yep.
But I'm just get it over with.
Yeah. Let's also get away from just even talking about it in general. I think we're at this point of the year where we kind of reflect. You've got big changes happening in your life. We've got a lot of big changes happening here.
More for me.
Let's move. Let's look back at 2022. Just take that one moment. What do you remember in the most of 2022? Where are you guys at?
Shit. It was like a big year for me because it's like my moving year. So it's like totally another life for me. Begin like it's not like you just change of like region. I'm traveling like 5,000 miles. So I restart everything from the bottom. Like I said, I just found a house. Then even when you start as a kid and you just get your first house or first apartment, your parents give some stuff to you. You got some stuff, but
nothing.
You left
I got
everything.
nothing, man. So I start from a house. I have to buy everything, even things you don't think, but like plates, forks, towel, everything. So it's really a big restart for me. So that's probably the biggest things on my year.
That's huge. It's incredible. Moving to the other side of the world is massive.
Yeah.
A huge respect. I mean, that takes big
Thank you,
balls.
man.
Yeah. Congratulations for doing it. Where are you guys at? What's that moment? Could be trivial. It doesn't have to be the deepest thing on the planet, but
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's probably being able to spend time with Kathleen way more than I've ever in the many years that we've been together. Traveled quite a bit, within the States, which I loved, and just hanging out with the friends and spending time here.
yeah, it seems like your balance this year was really solid.
Yeah, it was.
You could see it. You wore yourself lighter this year.
Yeah.
Felt like you enjoyed more.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Felt like a good year.
Yep, it was.
Yeah, that's kicked off the shirt club, which is just kick ass. I mean, doing something different, taking a risk. Been a good year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where are you at, Pops?
I actually mentioned this on Garrett's podcast this evening, but the beginning of the year, I made a conscious decision to not pay attention to all the political bullshit, not watching Fox, not sticking myself on all of these political things, because the realization that there's really nothing you can do, even when the solution is at the ballot box, sometimes that's not even a fair game. So for me, just the realization that you just got to make the best with what you got and push harder than everybody else, and not worry about outside things that are going to may or may not impact you, because you can't change the direction. So I think just my blood pressure was lower, because it's real easy to look at 3 or 4 things and go, God, that drives me crazy. Why is that happening?
Yeah.
And then you just realize, it's going to happen. We don't have any control over that. So I think just the year was, my blood pressure was a lot lower this year, just because it was, I wasn't worried about things that we have absolutely zero impact over.
Yeah,
But you can be
No, please.
You can be really more useful thinking about what you can handle, like your life, focusing on yourself, your family, your job, something you do great, because that's this kind of little thing that every people focus on, that we can make this country great. So
Everybody controls what they can control.
Exactly. When focusing on, that's what I trying to say to my followers, like in France, something because we totally lost the political, but I said, you have the future on your hands, because it's the way you will raise your kid, the way you will build a family, build your home, build your mentality. Like sometimes it's maybe easier to talk shit about the leftists, everything, like the people would make some shit on our country and say, oh, that's their fault. Yes, but what do? Are you better? Just think about that. Do you read? Do you training? What do you do for this country being better? Do you raise your kid in a good way, like with good education or something? Yeah. So you're probably more calm, like you say, low pressure blood, and more
you
useful.
get more done.
Yeah.
If you just think about it, if you just waste an hour a day thinking about things you can't control, it adds up.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a full work week of life that you pissed away
sure.
thinking about something you can't control.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's, I think, very important too. Controlling inside your house. The change comes within.
Yeah.
What about you,
I love
Brandon?
that.
2022.
2022 was big for our business.
Yep.
Just with the expansion. Today we completed our floor plan. He said, "Is this final?" And I said, "Yes, this is final," which is a big step. But more on a trivial note and a fun note, I got to go to racing school this year.
Yeah.
To what?
I went to car racing school.
Oh, yeah?
I'm learning to become a driver and a competitive driver. And it was
What kind of race?
So we'll see where it goes. I spend time in a Hellcat, in a Challenger Hellcat.
Okay, so for drag race?
No.
Track racing.
Track racing.
Track racing,
Yep,
yeah.
track
Okay.
racing. So like a Formula track, but with
That's
normal
good.
cars. Been a dream of mine for a long time, and so I spent a lot of time in a car, bought a sim. I spent a lot of seat time getting balance, enforcing balance. Doing something that is fun but also extremely engaging, very challenging, physically challenging, mentally challenging, and it really challenges your nuts.
That's the perfect thing when you can join like something you love with something will make you better. That's
Without
a
a
perfect
doubt,
thing.
you know, and and what I love about it is there are some things that happen in driving. Like when I did a track day last week or the week before, and the first session we did, it just got done raining. But the thing about it is, when you get on the track, you got to drive track speed. You don't get to just kind of cruise around and spot it. So you're going track speed lap 1, and that car's stepping out, and there was this really challenging corner
More in
where it
the Hellcats.
stepped out, and you're looking out this window, and you learn a lot about yourself. Are you gonna panic, or can you just smoothly dance it back in? And I think that translates to life. Is when something's out of your control, are you gonna panic and lose your shit? Or are you just gonna control, okay, bring it and be smooth? And I think there's a lot of life lessons in that. And keep your foot on the throttle. Keep going. Don't be afraid. Go with it. So
I saw that a bunch of people in Texas don't know how to drive when it's raining. Because last time
Wait till you see the snow.
Last time,
Oh God.
it was
These guys
raining
are
and a guy
idiots.
just hits me on the back of my truck. I was like just waiting at the red signal. The guy slipped and hit me like really hard.
You already got hit?
Yeah, but my truck, I have nothing.
no,
the guy just
that car's gonna go
broke his
underneath.
fucking car on my like trailer holder.
Yeah.
So he just like fucking fucked his,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
bumper.
Oh, yeah,
And I
his-
was like, okay, just paint. It's okay. But
Oh, for you, no big deal. Yeah.
no, not a big deal for me.
It is
But
paid off
there
the
was
car.
also another moment that stuck out to me in 2022, and it was teaching Baptiste the meaning of funky.
yeah, no, I'm aware with that. I know
You
what
got
it
it?
is. Yeah, I
How
got it.
how would you describe funky?
So I think it's kind of little bit come from the music, cause it's a feeling, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
You Googled it.
No, I didn't Google it. I like trying to speak with people like if you ask different people to explain you the same word, at the end of the day, you have the real meaning of what it means.
Agreed.
So now I know, and I'm gonna be the more funky guy in the place for sure.
So what song makes you feel
Okay, so here's so a good trivial
Great
question coming
question,
from
great
Garrett
trivial
Reed.
question. Yeah.
What is the song that makes you feel funky?
French 80s music. So
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I have to Google that shit.
All right, I am
we
gonna
got
have
a
to
bunch
Google that.
of 80s artists, like, but you have to be a little bit drunk too. Because if you listen that music without drinking, you're probably a gay guy. But if you're listening a little bit drunk, you're more fucking funky guy. You know? The difference is really tight.
Very tight.
Yeah.
So a couple drinks in, you're good. Without the drinks, you're gay.
Yeah, there it
what I
is.
got.
Good or gay.
right,
Two
80s
drinks.
French music.
Yeah. All right. Where are you guys at? What's making you
that
funky?
shit only work for French music, man. It doesn't
Okay.
work like
It works for Journey.
For everything.
It
like
works
if
for
you're-
Journey.
If you're,
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't work for your journey.
Okay.
What's the funky?
Shit. Probably anything from Silk Sonic or anything in that realm.
Fly As
For
Me?
sure. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good answer. That's a really good answer.
Yeah.
Where are you at? Where are you feeling funky?
Oh, there's a
I
list.
mean, Pops is the funkiest.
Ohio
Yeah.
players, Kool and the Gang,
Yeah.
George Clinton, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah,
Typically,
Earth,
the
Wind, and
70s,
Fire.
the
Yeah.
70s, the bass was in the front.
What about Cameo?
Cameo.
Cameo,
See,
yeah.
Look at that.
When
All
you
right.
got, when you got a serious bass and a serious bass line, you can get funky.
You can get funky. You can.
And funk is not a thing; it is a feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got it.
You know what I turned on yesterday when I was taking my kids to school? I put on Nappy Roots. Good
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Gonna be a good day.
Yep.
That made me feel
That's
like
good.
a little funky. We're dancing in the car. I look back. I check the mirror. My son's just going like this.
You
Celestia's
shame your
dancing.
children, right?
Oh no, I danced along with them. Oh, I did shame him. I was dancing and doing the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, but funky. Oh yeah, he was going after his teachers. Yeah, that kid's gonna close when he's 9. Okay, let's go ahead and no,
We got
a good question.
So Baptiste, we got quite a few followers coming in on Instagram saying hello from France. If you want to say something in French to welcome them.
On est là, on encule les Marocains. I will not translate what I said, but
All right.
they got it.
They got it. Those who got
Thank
it got
you.
it. For those of you who are chiming in, we got Mark Meyer coming in. George Clinton, Funky King,
Earth, Wind, and
and
Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
That's it. Where's Frank? Frank Tomaszewski, is he in right now?
Should be.
Yeah, I saw him
It
in.
better be.
Yeah.
Frank, we need one of your questions. Please bring it in. Bring it in. Oh, but funk is a feeling, right? I mean, it makes you just strip away all of the nonsense, right? You just want to.
Funk is a state of mind, right? It's just
Yeah.
that's probably a T-shirt. We need Busy to make that.
Ooh.
Funk is a state of mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Because you get in. I'll tell you what. I bought one of
I don't know,
those.
that's out of my realm. That's more
I
business.
bought one of those
probably.
Sonos moves, and I plugged it in, and I put on. I had my music on, and I flip on a little bit of funk.
Do you have a cutter?
Yeah.
And then I flipped the switch on that cigar, or I flipped the switch on that Sonos, and all of a sudden this bass fills my room, and I'm like, oh shit, this is a feeling right now.
Damn.
Yeah, it is. It is awesome.
You got to watch out because this cutter that Adrian has will literally cut your finger off.
Okay.
Good.
Then the La Femme.
Damn. Mark. Yeah, that you're right.
Open it?
Yeah, just with brute force.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never use brute force because I used to be really strong when I compete, and when you use like brute force, majority of time you just break things. So
you just
like
use force.
when a door is kind of a little bit hard to open or something, I never force. I just waiting for guys like, can I do or because.
Rip that shit out
I'm
of the
usually
hinges.
breaking stuff when you just and the guy say no, it was luck. I say oh shit.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's it. Well, here's the glass back.
So all the French people, they're laughing. I don't know what they're saying. They're laughing at whatever you said.
Yeah, I know, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
they love.
Yeah. Well, good.
You want me to make a joke?
Yes,
I got
please.
some. So
I got a joke for you.
I prepare a little bit for this podcast. So I got a joke. I got two jokes. One is like political correct, and one is not. So
Start with the pussy one
choose.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. so it's a homeless who enter in a bar, and he say to the bartender that how many beer can I get with this money? He got all the money he got from the charity, like all kinds. So the bartender said, the boss said to the bartender that give them one beer, give him one beer so he will leave. So they serve him one beer, the guy drink his beer and say, I got a beer, I have the right to go to the restroom. And he say, yeah, you can, you're fine. So the guy go to the restroom, open the restroom, and what he find a fucking golden toilet, like toilets making with gold. So the guy was like, oh shit, what is it? I was here just for peeing, but I will put my shit. I have to shit on the golden toilet. So he did that. And the day after, he was with all his homeless buddies, and he said, man, I swear to God, this guy got a golden toilet. Yeah, man, we know you was drunk. No, man, I sure, you know what? Let's all get in it. So they all come in a bar, like 10 homeless guy, like really smelling and something. They enter and they ask directly the bartender, told them that you got a golden toilet. The boss say, what? Tell them that you got a golden toilet. The boss turn and speak to the bartender and say, oh, Peter, I found the guy who shit on your saxophone.
Oh shit. That was a PC one. That's good.
So that's-
I can't wait to hear the
yeah.
next one. That was excellent.
That was politically correct.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Let's
I
hear
can't
the good
wait.
one,
Let's
yeah.
do the next one here.
You sure?
You had me at saxophone.
Okay. So the other black is in Texas. So that's two redneck guy, like on a rocking chair in the front of her home, and on the place of the village they got a fountain, and they saw a kids drinking the water. So one of the rednecks said to the other, man, say to the kids that the water is not drinkable. You say that? Non-drinkable?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Not drinkable. It will poison himself. So the other redneck say, hey, kids, boy, don't drink the water. But the boy doesn't hear. Say, hey, man, don't drink the water. So the boy doesn't hear. And the other redneck say, oh, stand up and go saying, oh, shit. So the guy go to the kid and say to the kid, hey, kid, what is your name? the kid say Mohammed, and he say, okay, drink slowly or you will shock.
I also don't think we can look past the fact that when he's imitating a redneck from Texas,
Is it good?
it sounds like a Mexican guy making fun of another guy.
It seems more like Mexican.
No, it's very Mexican, but it's very close to like El Paso, Texas.
I felt it.
That's where he's from, right on the border.
That was good. An El Paso redneck. Hey, you knew it from my car, man.
That was good. Oh, take your time or you will choke.
Man, I got a French accent, and trying to do a redneck accent, it's kind of difficult.
Completely different.
Yeah, it's like us trying to do a French accent.
Yeah, I'm not even
I
gonna
wouldn't know where to
try.
start. No, I wouldn't.
I mean, go ahead and try if you'd like
no.
to.
And then there's different, like North French and South French, right?
Oh shit!
It's a different.
So I got like not the real North French accent when I speak in French.
Yeah.
I got kind of North accent, not
Yep.
the biggest, but kind of North accents with the word I use, the way I talk. Like anybody, if I go South France, so my wife's coming from Dips and South. When I go in this region, everybody can tell that I'm a North guy, really. And my wife, she got a really South accent. So we don't even use the same word. It's kind of like people. It's for you. It's like a New York guy and like a Cajun guy. That's way different. But you can hear that when we both speaking French, cause.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got plenty of region accent.
Do you think we could pick it up? Like, if you said the same thing in a North accent and then the
I don't
same
know.
thing in
I've
a
heard
Southern
Julia
accent?
talk before, and I've heard them talk
I don't
to
know.
each
I
other.
don't think so.
I couldn't pick it up.
No.
Maybe you can no, I can guess when no, with my level of English, that's not the better, but I'm speaking better and better. No, I can guess when someone got an accent or not, like big, like the Cajun, like I say, Cajun accent, Mexican accent, or people from the North USA. I find the difference, but not at the beginning, I think.
Yep, I agree.
But the funny thing is, when I'm speaking English, for you, I got a French accent, but when I'm speaking with an English guy or Irish guy, someone, they find that I got a U.S. South accent. So, because I got a kind of mix. The way I talk, because I learned English in Texas, so I'm speaking like half French accent, half Texan accent.
It makes sense, but your vowels, the sounds of the words,
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Even the word I use, like since last years, I don't even know that "have a good one" was a South thing. I say that for
is that
everyone.
a Southern thing?
Yeah.
Have a good one?
Yeah, English people never say that. Have a good one. Never say that. Like,
never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, when we text, he's like y'all. He says y'all.
Yeah, y'all. I don't even know that it was something from here. For me, it's just English.
Oh, it's so Texas that I don't
very
feel
Texas.
comfortable.
Yeah, no, I know.
None of our family, we've been here for a long time. None of our family says y'all still.
Yeah, I say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But probably
We
because
say
I'm
you, we
living
say
in
you
Wersford.
guys.
Oh, yeah, you have to. That's survival.
Yeah, we say you guys. Hey guys, what's
Hey,
going
guys.
on?
You don't say y'all?
Hey, you guys.
Okay.
How
I
do
do.
this?
I learned.
I do.
You do, yeah?
Yeah.
I learned that, so I use it.
That's good.
Like hoodie. I say hoodie sometime.
Oh,
And
yes.
I just
Yeah.
same thing when someone teach me hoodie. For me, it was just a different way to say hi.
it is.
I don't know that it's a South way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's very Texan for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
when you
how-
say
how y'all
hoodie,
doing?
when I'm in French in
Howdy, y'all.
Paris, and
Howdy,
English
y'all.
people asking me something,
day I
and I
hear
say
you all
hoodie,
say that.
they're like, "What the fuck?"
Howdy. Yeah, I bet you would.
Well, the day I hear y'all say y'all,
Y'all.
howdy y'all.
No.
Howdy, y'all.
Yeah.
In a non-joking way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, instead of good morning,
And
howdy
then
y'all.
there's Ron. Ron's
yeah.
Ron's usually fixing to do something.
Always.
That's
Yeah.
a thing in certain parts of Texas. Somebody's fixing to do something.
Fixing to do something. And the W is like, my wife. It's like there's an H in there. My wife. He's fixing.
Wow.
That is, I can hear Ron's voice just all the time. It's just, it's his thumbprint. You know, it's it's
He has
joyous, it's joyful, and it's also so East Texas.
Very.
You can pick
Yeah.
that up.
So something
That's a good thing, Ron. You don't need to flip me off for that one.
That's good. That's a good
So
thing.
something was difficult to me too, is to know, because you got a really strange sense of what is PC or not. So the word you can use like facts, like I use it because I don't know if I can or not. Like I remember one time I say like, because I used to talk with a bunch of redneck guy like in the Metroflex or like in Weatherford something. So they talk like maybe rude, but I don't know that. So after that, I just repeat what I heard.
Yeah.
And but not in the good place. I remember saying to my coach wife that a guy is a retarded, and she say, "Oh, you can't do that." And I say, "Why?" And she said, "No, you can't say that. Just you." And so what do you say? She say, "You say he got special need." I say, "That sounds pretty dumb." It's
That's
just a fucking retarded.
You sound retarded.
Yeah, so I said that, but you're not supposed to say that. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
don't know.
Like the if word, that I can't understand. So a guy say, "I'm sorry if I be rude." It's just like a guy can say, "I don't give a fuck," but he can't say "I don't give a damn." But damn is like a religious thing. For me, it's worst. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like a damn thing. It's okay. A fucking thing is not okay.
Yeah, it is
That's
interesting
really-
where it
that's
sits
really-
on the spectrum.
So I just talk, and sometimes people just
What
look
is
at me.
what is the strongest thing you can say in English?
So one day I say kunasis too for talking about Louisiana guy. A kunasis.
What? Kunas.
Kunas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
from
have to-
Louisiana.
Yeah, it's
What do you mean?
Yeah, so if someone's from Louisiana, that's a common term. You can say
No, it
someone
is not.
is a kunas. Ask Ty.
It's like a redneck from Louisiana.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a common term for
Yeah.
them. They're okay with that.
So a bunch of cowboys I know told me that.
Yeah.
Like talking to Louisiana guy say, "Oh, it's a kunai." So I just
Yeah.
repeat that, and the guy said me, "Oh man, you don't have to say that."
Yeah, that's a okay. Yeah, that's a strong one. I think
Yeah.
if you call a woman the C word, you're not gonna
that's
you're not gonna
probably-
live.
That's a ticket.
I don't even know what a C word
It's
is.
I don't even want to do it because I'm reflecting the brand on camera, but
true,
it's
true.
Yeah, it's
it's not a good
See you
word.
next Tuesday.
Yeah,
You can spell it.
yeah, CUNT. It's not a
Oh,
yeah.
you can say that
No.
too?
That if you say that,
Yeah,
and I know
but
like
yeah, even JJ's.
You
like,
can say that to a guy, right? Like for saying
no,
he's a
don't say it to a
pussy?
lady.
No?
to a guy, yeah,
a
you
guy,
could
you say so,
yeah,
yeah.
you could call him that for sure. But if you say it to a guy when a lady's there,
JJ's
there's
got
gonna be
something to
problem.
say about that. Yeah.
You can express it when you're trying to explain to somebody what it is.
Yeah.
No, I just try to figure out if I can say that like in
You can just
or
put
no.
that. You can just put that on
It's kind
the.
of derogatory.
Okay.
Not kinda. I'll put it.
Referred to as a person.
I'll put it this way. So, my ex-girlfriend was really giving me a hard time, and I said, "You are acting like a C word," and that was the last thing she ever said. I still, to this day, haven't talked to her in 20 years.
Oh shit.
That'll
yeah,
happen.
it's very powerful.
So when you is it kind of like when you say to a guy, "You such a dick" about that? Or no? Or is it
level.
harder?
It's another level.
There's nothing you can say to a guy.
It's the same. It's the same mean.
If you want
but
the conversation
harder,
to end, if you want the conversation to end, that would put the end
Yeah,
on it.
Kathleen came in and said, you'll die. If you say that to a lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will not.
Yep.
No. No. But the English use that word like nothing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? They use it like,
Yeah.
stop being a C.
Yeah.
And they use
interesting.
it very
Yeah,
loosely.
like I heard a bunch of times stop acting like a C. So
Yeah.
for me, it's normal. I don't see the difference between pussy and C word. For me, it's the same thing.
It is the same thing, but it's a different meaning behind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is no good use. Like you could call. I could talk to anybody like you're being a pussy.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make as much sense, but oh yeah, it's like this. That is probably there are a couple of the strongest words. There are two words that men just don't say. N word, C word. You stay away from both of them, and you're fine. The rest you can work your way out of that. You don't say either of those, and you're all right.
One of my proudest moments, and you were there, was a group of 11-year-old boys, 11-year-old boys out in the middle of a football field, and I came out and told everybody to stop being such a fucking pussy, and they all knew what I meant.
You told us when we were 12 that we need you guys better quit being a bunch of pussies and get your heads out of your asses and start playing football, which I think is valuable to hear.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was a little harsh at the time.
It worked.
It worked. And
just
I
hope
remember that moment of my life a long time ago.
That's 11 kids that had an impactful moment, and hopefully they didn't tell their parents on the ride home.
Did they come back for practice though?
That's all they gotta do. Show back up.
That's it.
Yeah, they showed up.
Yeah.
They showed up. Which we talk about just the softening of the culture.
Yeah.
Right. The fact that we're even pussyfooting around this conversation shows that it gets to every level of humanity.
Yeah, I can go deeper in the trash if you want, because there is bunch of things like that. Like when you talk about sexual thing, like I can't just translate like literally French to English, because sometimes it's look weird for you and normal for me. Like I will give it like kind of trash example, but it's just for the trash. I remember like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was talking with a friend, and he say, I will not explain you how we go on this conversation, but he say, you can't say lick my asshole, just lick my ass, because lick my asshole look dirty. And I said, that's everything is dirty on this sentence. He say, no, but asshole, we never say that for a sexual thing. That's pretty weird, you know? So
Yeah.
It's different in Spanish, though.
A lot of deep conversations in France.
But it's valid because
Just think, all we're fighting over is football.
but culo is different depending on where you are. Culo is different.
Yeah.
what?
That's Spanish.
Culo in
Ah, it's a
Spanish.
Spanish word?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can meet both. It can meet that, and it can meet the whole can of meat there. We do have a question coming in that will kind of get us off of this asshole conversation here. We need to.
So, because we go directly from what is the best thing you do on your year, how to do lick my asshole, how to say lick my asshole in English.
Yeah, we'll pull out the shovel here in a second. We'll get it a little deeper. But Sean Ratz is asking, what's everyone smoking? He's smoking the Patoro F1 edition. House thick is what Mark Meyer is smoking. I smoked that earlier. Okay, killer.
I don't even know what I'm smoking. It's
How would
say
you
it's a
describe?
Texas thing.
How would you describe the cigar you're smoking?
So I'm just at the beginning. It's kind of soft, something like maybe like a softly coffee taste, but it's we can figure out that it's a beginning of the cigar score. Each time I smoke on it, it's getting harder. So it will probably be like kind of an evolution on it, right?
Yeah, that's called the Definition Cigars Chairman. Excellent cigar. I'm smoking the
cigar.
Gran Habano. This is the Corojo number 5. The Toro. This thing looks like it's got armor all on it. It's as oily as you can get, but it's rich, it's round, it's very smooth. No pepper to be found anywhere. Just a very
Typical Gran Habano.
typical Gran Habano. That's
Solid.
exactly right.
Solid.
Pops, what do you want?
I'm on the LFD L'Avocado. And it's not your traditional LFD. It's not real peppery. It's got more of a real dark chocolate, almost like a bitter dark chocolate element to it, but it's nice. I just came off that Gran Habano 20th anniversary. That's just as smooth as air. I mean, it is so good. But this one's definitely a little heavier. Sits heavier on my palate, but not peppery like a lot of LFDs have a tendency to get.
Where you at?
Illusion 888.
Great cigar.
Yeah.
Great cigar. We do have a question here. Will you tell us about your book?
Yeah,
You have a book?
I write a book.
What is it? What's it about?
Oh, it's like I sold a bunch of it. I'm really happy with that. So I'm actually like 4,000 cents. So and it's like 1 month from one month. So it's
awesome.
It's okay. It's more than I was expected.
What's
So-
the book about?
So it's about me, but it's more like about personal development. So I'm trying to it's just like we said. I'm trying to let my subscribers understand that they have to focus on themselves. So I told story about my life. Then at the end of each story, you have something you can learn about that for getting better. So you got a chapter about my family or something, and you got a chapter about Texas, man.
Really?
Awesome.
Nice.
Where can someone buy this book?
On my website, but it's only in French.
It's only on French.
We
Well,
talked
Google
about it. I saw the book come out, and I was like, I need one or some, but it's in French. You said you have the PDF version.
Yeah, I got a PDF, so
And then
we
we could
can maybe put
translate
it on
it.
a translator.
Yeah.
It will not be an exact translation because it's Google Translate, but you can figure out what the message on it.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be
that's
cool.
super cool. If
Yeah.
you guys were to write a book, what would that be? And if you're going to write another book, what is your, I think about this all the time, what is the message that you would want to put out there?
I would probably, and maybe Pops and I are along the same lines about how to your children, how to raise your children, how to raise them to be respectful, good human beings, which obviously you're the representative of that, and as long as as well as your brothers. But I think we share the same values, and I think I'd start off there because parents nowadays, it's not anything near what you and I went through, raising our children.
Yeah.
Definitely.
There's a lot of iPad parents out there.
Yeah, they just didn't know what to do with the technology. It's not even necessarily too much their fault. It is, but it's not too much their fault because they didn't know what to do. They didn't know that people thought that smoking was good for you. People thought that smoking cigarettes was a good dietary option for
In
you.
the 70s.
People thought that fast food
60s,
was good for you.
50s, yeah.
People thought that social media and technology is good for you. It's a diet, right?
Maybe, yeah.
And I just think when that new thing is there, you don't see any negative side effects until the negative side effects are right on our door. And here we stand, and we're living with it. I think I've thought about this a lot, and one thing that I would like to continue to study, so at one point I can write about it, it's the positive effects of community in your life. Of community.
Oh, yeah.
So how to first off, what a community does to the world, and then how to create your own community.
Yeah.
And then how to foster and make the best of your community and add value to your community.
Yeah.
I think if I were to write a book, that's the direction I would go.
Yeah. Yeah, we're human are not, like God doesn't make us to be all by ourselves. We're like kind of creatures who are living in group. And so you can't be, I think you can't be the better as you can do without a community around you. But as you say, you have to build it. You have to choose people. Don't just let them, all the people come to you beginning your community. Now you have to really make a choice. And so sometimes it's kind of difficult because you have some old friends from school, but if they choose the bad way, you have to cut. For me, I think you have, if you can't, grab them back, you have to cut it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My grandfather said something to me when I was a child. He said, you don't keep close to you someone who you don't want to be with on a trench. You understand that? And no, like currently, I can say like I got a bunch of friends, real good friends, like brotherhood. And every one of these guys, I will be full confident to be in a war with them because I'm really full confident of them. And that's what make me be where I am actually. Really, I can't make all the thing I did without him.
But how much of that is because you share a struggle together in the gym?
That's not only gym, bro. That's like majority of them are not gym, bro.
Oh, really?
No, they're people from school or jobs or different place and.
Yeah, because I think there's value in that struggle, right? Sharing that struggle with somebody.
It's a common thread amongst each other, for sure.
I watched this new movie with Will Smith called Emancipation, and it's slavery is presented in its real form, and how Will Smith escaped and tried to get to Abraham Lincoln's group that had freed the slaves, and he was trying to get there. And you can't help but when he is alone, when he's by himself, how it almost seems like he can't. It's unsurmountable. The struggle when he's by himself, and you feel it in the movie. and this could be the same thing with these shows that are like Alone, where they're dropping people into the wilderness by themselves for a month. Isn't it? It's, to me, it's an interesting dynamic. How if I was in a place that was just, I just felt like I'm going to die here, and just one person comes with you. It's the same shitty environment, but now you got hope.
Yeah.
You now feel like I've got somebody here. It's still shitty, but for some reason it feels better now. And that's, to me, that's the root of community.
Right.
Is you could sit in the cigar lounge by yourself and you're having a cigar, but you're by yourself. And as soon as you have somebody that's sharing it with you, all of a sudden it's a different dynamic.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of a cigar lounge. It's like no one's by themselves, right? Ron's sitting solo, but he's right here with us.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not by themselves. You know, I think that's the beauty.
I got plenty of cigar lounge who's closer to my house than here, but I still coming here because it's like kind of family thing right here.
Welcome to it.
Thank you, man.
Welcome to it. We're more than glad to have you.
Like you say, I used to be a bouncer during 8 years, you know, in France, and I never did a work alone. Like I want to be two, you know, as a door. Even if you're against a big group of guys, you're 1 against 8. I prefer to be 2 against 16 because that's not the same thing. When you can boss, like confront this thing really better. So and I will never move in if I did not got all the friends I already got in Texas.
Right.
That's because I got Robert, that's because I got Adrian, I got all this contact who helped me a lot. You know, Adrian did a lot for me. Him and his wife, they find me the house, that they drive all the way from their home to the house to just visit him, doing videos, sending me, pass some time for finding a comfortable place for me. I will never do that, like just by myself, coming here, knowing nobody. I will probably still be in France if I didn't get that. So I'm 100% with you.
Yeah. But I mean, you've seen some of these old war movies. When people are by themselves, you can just feel the helplessness and just this being alone, and how everything raises just as soon as one more person comes there, and nothing else has changed in the environment. It's just it's an interesting.
Well, you can't find purpose alone.
What is purpose?
Purpose is actually that's a good thing for us to hop into. For instance, my purpose is my family. My purpose is my reason for being.
Okay.
My reason I'm here is to push the successes, failures, and legacy of my family forward, and to instill that into my family and push forward. But that requires me to be the best human I can be. But if I was by myself, you can't manufacture a purpose. I think it gets into exactly what we're talking. It's like in that trench, the guys you've got in the trench, like your grandfather said, if you're in there by yourself, insurmountable.
You'll probably die,
You're not going to make it. You know, and that's... Yeah. Well, how would you guys describe purpose? That's a really good question.
Yeah, because I hear really many times this word, but I don't get the translation.
It's very important for us, especially I think Texas has a distinct connection with the concept of purpose. People left everything.
Like me?
People left everything to come here because they had something to work for.
Yeah.
They had something to go to. They had a higher calling. Like, and there's heaviness with that.
Kind of like a goal or what?
That's part of it. Your goal you're willing to kill and die for. You know, I think that's...
Yeah. I think one of the best series that I've seen that illustrates that is that series called 1883. That was the predecessor to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But you see this group of Swedes that come over, Germans that come over, that make their way to Texas.
Yeah.
And they literally walk to Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got to cross the rivers, and they got to deal with snakes. They got to deal with all
Tornado.
of this stuff. They're doing it
Bandits.
together, but they
I
were
the whole
remember.
thing.
their whole thing was their purpose was to get to Oregon. They were told that's where it was at, and they were on a mission to get there.
Yeah.
But they had this collective purpose as a group. We'll get there, but we got to get there together. Nobody can do it by themselves. And it's just like they still had to walk the same distance. It was still a shitty venture, but the fact they were doing it with others is what made them keep going.
Yeah.
Do you guys have an experience and a story of identifying your purpose or seeing your purpose, or that moment where you realize this is what I'm in for? This sucks right now, but I'm in for it.
I don't know if it's fits on purpose, but I made a lot of important about choosing future than past too, because I feel like I got kind of like a mission about my ancestors. So, you know, it's like being as great as they used to be. It's kind of like a purpose for me, I think. And so, during finding a home, doing family in the right way, growing children, for them to continue what my ancestor began, I think this is my way to describe my purpose.
Yeah, I shared with you guys a video that Steve Harvey did during a commencement speech at a college graduation. And it really makes you think, and it was kind of on the heels of a conversation we had, but he nailed it, which was, how many people here know your great-grandfather's name? Nobody raised their hand. And he said, you need to live your life so that your great-grandchildren know who you are and what you did. And you think about that, how separated that is, to think that it would be Alessia's kids. I want to live life and make an impact on them so that they are proud to tell
That's
theirs.
my grandfather.
That's your great grandfather.
Yeah, he's born
That's
in
awesome.
1880.
Wow.
Yeah. He used to be a soldier during the World War I, and he got his pulmonary burned by the gas, so they bring them back. And then my grandfather, just here, he's born in 1913, and he used to be one of the famous leader of the resistance in France during World War II. So that's why I say
That's legacy.
I got a big legacy, you know.
Yeah.
And so it's easier in France than in the USA to know our ancestors in Europe. Like, this is a whole continent, you know. We got all the paper, like the church keep all the Baptist paper from all your family. So with genealogist, I go back from 1708. So no, 1708.
Okay.
So I know
Okay,
all my
1708.
all my family since 1708.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And a fun fact, my second first name is André, and all the guy on André Marchais. So my name is Baptiste André Marchais, and so all the Marchais guys since 1708 got André in first name or second first name.
That's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I've never dug in my past like that. Kathleen does. She does all the genealogy stuff for her family.
That's important, man.
I get it, but I've gone maybe as far as maybe great grandfather, and I kind of stopped there.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I always wanted it.
Yeah.
But
I was always
it's way
checking.
more difficult here.
It is difficult.
Yeah.
I did do some of that, did some digging and found about 7 generations back where you could find, but we're the first set of generation in our family that broke out, because you look at it and it's every of 6 or 7 generations, they grew up and they died in the same place. It's all little town Nebraska.
I think that's what I'm unfortunately going to find out. Where it's like, it's
but I
just
think
kinda
it's
there.
But it empowers you a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well then if that's the first generation of greatness, then I get to be the second.
Yeah.
My kids get to be the third.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, so we have to set that up for generational
Yeah.
greatness, because My great grandfather was in World War II. My grandpa Ed, and there's a certain pride of having that fighter in your soul. You know, you've got that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's.
I even got an ancestor, like grandfather was a Napoleon soldiers, and I got his military paper on my home.
That's cool.
Wow.
I mean, in 1812.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to connect with who you are. I think
Yeah.
just to know what's there.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
my friend Roberts, you don't know, Adrian know him. He's a Texan guy. He came in France this year, this summer. He came in France, and I asked him. He got a competition in Spain, so I have to drive him like straight from France to Spain. But I say we got like a week before the competition. Is there something you want to do in France, like except the thing I will show you? Maybe you got something in your mind you want to do. He say, I want to go in Normandy to see Omar Beach. So I bring him in Omar Beach, and he saw like the D-Day beach, and then the military cemetery, and he was like really, really emotional for him. And I think, guys, you'll have to come in France for that. If you come in France one time,
Yeah.
make that, because
For sure.
you will feel something, I'm sure, because you get thousands of tombstones with the French flag and next to the American flag. It means something. It
means something.
Yeah, like his grandfather do the D-Day, and my grandfather too, as a French guy, and him as a American guy. So be there like 60 years, 80 years after, be their boss on the like in front of the flag. He say some prayer in English, and I say one in France. It's something.
It's something.
Yeah. That's huge.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. I think you get that. I have a ton of just pride. I'm proud to be an American. You know, it's a beautiful thing, and I and it hits you too. You know, when Alessia comes home and she recites, the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Like make you well up a little bit. Makes you emotional.
Yeah.
I know what that means. And maybe what it meant, but what it fucking means to me.
Oh, yeah.
This is a tremendous place.
Yeah.
We got to fight for it.
At the end, maybe I'm kind of like old school guy, but at the end, something who mean for me is like God, country, family. Everything after that, it's okay, but the third thing, the trees, most important thing in my life are that. And I'm put the country high with that because it's something. So I know it's not my country right here. I'm talking about France, but when Adrian say, but like he's joking saying Baptiste is more Texan than some Texan guy, I try to be because I know what it represents, what everything here mean, the story, the culture. If you welcome me like you do, I'm kind of a guest and trying to be a citizen or something. You have to act as great as all of these things. You have to be, so that's what I'm trying to do.
It's respect, and that's why we welcome you with open arms. You're a tremendous value add to what we do and who we are as Texans, as humans, as family members here, and welcome to Texas, welcome to the family. I mean, truly.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Glad to have you. Well, with that,
so we got
we're good.
We got the redneck joke. We got the discussion about the C word. Then no ancestors and country. So that's
we got
kind
everything.
Of a big discussion.
That's it. Yeah. Definitely.
Adrian, sign us off, will you?
Yeah.
Nothing about Bigfoot. Nothing.
Next time.
They don't find it.
Yeah.
We haven't found it.
Okay.
No,
Just to be sure.
He's still missing.
Okay.
He's still out there.
The aliens
Maybe.
got him.
The redheads.
Guarantee you that.
Thanks for joining, guys. Catch us every Tuesday for Cigar Talk Live. Thank you, Baptiste, for joining. Always a pleasure
man.
having you here. Welcome to the family.
Thank you,
and
man.
thank you all for joining in. Catch you next Tuesday.
See ya.
Peace.